Hey viewers, real quick, click the top link in the video description to join my mailing list. I'll have merch and a book coming out soon, so join the mailing list and I can send you updates on those things. Thank you.
Let me read. Evolution wrong, Big Bang wrong,
That's not
Earth
what
billions of years old. Let's talk about Earth billions of years old first. That's definitely wrong. How old's the Sahara Desert?
I don't know how it's like. I think they say like something like 50,000 years, but
No, it's
climates
actually
change. So
4,000. It's 4,000.
it's way more than 4,000 years old.
Nope, look it up. You got a computer right there. I'll keep going. How old is the Australian Great Barrier Reef?
It grows, but the desert. I don't think there was no desert at all only 4,000 years ago. Maybe that's true. That would be kind of interesting, but that doesn't
It is.
prove anything.
It is true, mate. It's one of my favorite topics of all. The desert grows a certain amount per year. They
Yep.
watched it grow for 20 years. They worked out this desert cannot be more than 4,000 years old.
Yeah, so therefore the Earth was created when the desert first began expanding. That's a really stupid correlation.
No, the desert might have been there before, but that sort of proves that perhaps a big flood did come through about 4,400 years ago.
So the age of the Sahara Desert in no way determines the age of the Earth, right? I have these hairs on my face. Uh, I shaved my whole face a year ago and then started growing them. Therefore, I'm a year old. That's catastrophically stupid.
You can use whatever words you'd like, but the oldest desert in the world is
I'm going to
4,000
choose
years
to
old.
use the words catastrophically and stupid to describe the way somebody would take an element of something and say that that part of it being a certain age means that therefore the entire thing is the same age as that element of it.
Why don't we have an older desert?
Catastrophic and stupid. Those are the words I'm going to use.
Why don't we have an older desert? We're talking billions of years versus 4,000. Why, how come there's not a 20,000?
Antarctica is far, far older than a few thousand years old.
No, they've measured those core
What do you
rings when they
mean,
drill
no?
down.
It
Well,
is.
it's been proven wrong. Those core rings that they use to determine how old it is are not annular rings. It's just becoming hot, cold, hot, cold. You can get 5 hot colds in a day. They count the rings and go, oh yeah, this place is 300,000 years old. Well, it's not. They're not annular rings. It's been proven wrong over and over again. How old's the Great Barrier Reef? How come the Great Barrier Reef isn't older than 4,000 years? If Earth is billions of years old,
Do you think
right?
that the entire universe and the planet Earth are the same age?
Mm, I don't know. I don't think you can put a finger on that one.
So if I told you that the universe is many billions of years old, you're just totally open-minded to that. You don't care one way or the other.
I thought we were talking about the Great Barrier Reef. Why isn't the Great Barrier Reef older than
So
4,000
what
years?
I'm trying to
Why?
do is talk about something that actually is a way to measure how old things are, not the Great Barrier Reef. Again, that would be like keeping track of how long did it take for somebody to grow a beard and then say that that's how old the person is. That's incredibly dumb. So, do you
No,
care
it's just a
one way or the other
scientific.
how old the universe is? If I told you it was billions of years old, would you accept that or would you deny that?
I would deny that from the pure fact
Why?
that billions of years ago is a fairy, like there's a fairy tale coming next. You cannot
Sure.
measure billions of
So,
years. You
does it
can't.
bother you then in any way that we can see billions of light years?
That's false. That's the same. That's the same as believing in string theory that they have a camera that can see
Okay,
tiny tiny
Jester, I have
things.
a question. Name one thing you believe in.
I believe that there is a creator. I
Oh, that's
believe.
false. That's false. They've disproven that so many times. That's just a fairy tale.
No, it's not.
It is.
What's your evidence for that?
The people they just went and looked at I have as much evidence as you do, which is to say I don't have to bring up anything. All I have to do is say it's false.
Well, I believe in the creator and I believe in their flood, and if
Yeah, so
the flood
it's
did happen,
false. It's
Yeah,
false.
but if the flood did happen, we
There's
would probably have a desert
no
years
evidence
old.
of any of that.
We would have a desert that's 4,000 years old. We would have a Great Barrier Reef that's 4,000 years old. We would have no evidence of cows walking back into the
You
ocean,
see, there's
turning into whales.
never evidence of that.
Yes, you're right. There's no evidence of the cow walking back into the ocean. That's why we have a whale with vestigial bones that evolutionists claim as vertebrae from cows, which is completely wrong. But you can keep believing in that if you want.
Yeah,
Planet
literally no evolutionary biologist has ever said that cows turned into whales. Morons say that,
It's in
but
all
no
the textbooks.
evolutionary biologist has
Mate,
ever said that.
I have a TikTok page that my latest video is a highlight of all the textbooks that say
No.
that. Visit it right now.
Here, let me spell this for you. N-A-U-R-R-R-R-R-R
You don't even know your own theory. They claim the land
R
animals walked back into the
R
ocean. That's why we have
R
whales in Peterson. You don't
R
even know your own theory.
R.
You don't even know your own theory.
So we've known this for decades that whales are genetically most closely related to hippos, not cows, but that doesn't mean that hippos evolved into whales. Every single evolutionary biologist that knows anything, or anybody that's not an expert but just actually looks this stuff up and understands the evidence, nobody would ever make the mistake that you're making, which proves that you've never looked into it, or the looking
I
into it
have
you've
looked into
done
it. I have
has
an
been
entire
from people
TikTok page
that know
devoted to it.
less than you do, and you just
There
parrot
is
their nonsense without thinking critically about it.
There is one fossil that's been found between your apparent hippo and whale transformation, and they found one
So,
tooth,
Jester,
half
I
a
just told you
cheekbone,
that
and
whales did
quarter
not
of a
evolve
tail.
from hippos, and then you went ahead and started claiming that they did. But before
I
that, you
originally
claimed
said
that,
land walking animal. Hippo, cow, land.
oh no, I meant to mute him and I accidentally kicked him out. Okay, sorry, I'm inviting you back. I meant to mute you. Yeah, so you changed your argument in the middle of your whole thing. You said whales evolved from cows, then you said they evolved from hippos, even though I told you that neither of those things is the way it works. So you're just not even listening, actually. So,
I originally said land animal. Okay, land animal. They give one example of the land animal between the whale, and that is, I forget the name of it, Hycopicus or something like that. And all
we
they
have
found
we
is one
have
tooth,
we have
quarter of a cheekbone,
Indohyus,
and quarter of a tooth.
Pachycetus, Ambulocetus, and then Basilosaurus dorudon, and several others.
Yeah, great. You know all these fake names created by fat white dudes that mean nothing at all. None of those fossils have ever been found.
Prove
Okay,
that
well
any
they
of
have
them
been
were
found.
fat.
Because go to my recent TikTok, mate. My recent TikTok has highlights of all the textbooks
Prove
ranging
that
from
prove that the people that found the fossils were fat.
It has photos of them next to them. They're all fat white dudes with beards. Where your head went. They are. They are. I promise you.
So I think I don't know what to think at this point. So
Well, if the Bible's true and the flood happened, I would
it's not, and
estimate
it
that the
didn't.
oldest.
Moving on. What's next?
What's next? All right. Well, I mean, everything about the evolution theory is 100% backwards to the Bible. I mean, apparently the sun
Yeah.
was
So
created before the earth.
the worst possible reason you could have to believe in something is because the science doesn't go well with it. That's pretty much the worst reason to ever believe in something. Well, it's also in the opposite direction. That's always the worst reason not to believe in something. Huh. An objective fact-finding methodology, science, determined that something that is written by a bunch of
You keep saying
meandering
fact.
peasants who thought that the
You're
earth
defending
orbits
theory.
the sun orbits the earth. The objective science disagrees with that. It must mean that objective empirical methodologies for studying the natural world are deeply flawed. It has to be this book written by a bunch of stories told by illiterate desert peasants who thought that the sun orbits the earth, and then was written down centuries later by people that spoke a different language.
The sun does orbit
That's
the
your
Earth.
idea of figuring out what the best source of truth is. It's silly.
Geocentric versus heliocentric is another topic that was a no-brainer to me. The sun does orbit the Earth. We're not
Wait.
flying through space.
Are you
We're
saying
not
an
flying through space.
NAUR brainer or an NO hyphen brainer?
No idea what you just said, but we're not flying through space, Planet Peace, and we're just not. I watch Scorpio and Ophiuchus every night. I watched the story of them, the Crown Borealis, Hercules pointing to them. Been watching that since I was a wee boy. None of it's moved. None of it's parallax. We're not flying through space. I'm not a flat earther.
Does it bother you that is that constellation over the South Pole or is it over the equator?
Well, I'm in Australia and it goes flat over my head every night. So whether you want to call that the equator, below the equator, whatever, when I make a compass
I don't even know.
in my house, it points north with just a magnet and a fucking paperclip. I mean, how come it doesn't point to the South Pole if I'm so close to the South Pole? How come it points to the north through the Earth? It's ridiculous.
It aligns with the magnetic field.
That's not a bad answer.
It's not pointing north or south. It's actually pointing both north and south at the same time.
Well, yeah. Either way, we're not flying through space. That doesn't prove we're flying through space. I mean, India recently went to the moon. I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you believe in that?
I don't believe that you even exist. I mean, Australia? Yeah, right.
I've seen that one. I pinched myself. I thought, yeah, I'm real.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cow never walked back into the ocean, Peterson. We didn't come from rocks. My great
Science agrees with you. But science doesn't say stupid things. I'm wondering why you do.
because that's what the textbooks say. It's still in the textbooks today.
There literally aren't any textbooks except perhaps ones written by scientifically illiterate creationist idiots that other people read. Those books might say that. Science textbooks don't.
Can you not visit my most recent TikTok and see that it does?
No.
Okay, well, you're just denying evidence there. Because it does. They all do.
I don't know.
Well, you got any more defense for your evolution theory?
You haven't produced anything. Like literally every single thing you've said, even if you disagree with you obviously disagree with the people that have claims that are different from yours, but you aren't even arguing what their claims are. It's like do you believe in Jesus? Are you a Christian?
I believe in that, but way before that we come from rocks.
Okay, so you believe in that. Ready? Here's my argument against that. So you really mean to tell me that Jesus gets on his skateboard and delivers presents to every single child on December 24th every single year, and puts money under kids' pillows when they put a tooth under there? That's never happened.
Well,
That's literally what you believe
Let
in.
me answer. The spirit of Jesus is in everyone, and if those kids' parents are doing it, that is a form of goodness. I mean, it's not negative. They're not getting drunk and beating their kid the night before Christmas. So some good is coming out. So you can look at it in a spiritual way, meaning, yeah, that is a positive movement of God. Presents, yay! Happiness, endorphins.
Jester, do you see
yay.
that? Do you see that up there?
The fan?
No, right here. That's the point. Do you see that down there? That's your head.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Do you
If we
understand?
Those things you pointed out, if we left them for long enough, they would
Okay,
start
you don't
talking.
understand, which is also the point. So, okay.